Under the Cold War and a lonely lamp, there lay a thin sheet of paper, a separation letter. Jinzhao dressed herself with solemn formality and placed the separation letter Chen Yanyun had personally written for her before their marriage into a box, then handed it to Qing Pu. What kind of simple separation letter was this? It was clearly the resolve of a woman who had been neglected for days, taking the very weapon a man had given her and turning it back on him. But who could have imagined that Chen Yanyun, the powerful third master Chen who schemed and commanded in court, who could overturn clouds with one hand and summon rain with the other, would actually be driven to tears after receiving that separation letter? He truly cried from anger, a grown man, standing before the red palace wall with reddened eyes, trembling lips, and a shaking hand clutching the separation letter. Chen Xuan Qing had exposed everything in public, and the matter had begun with that farce. Jinzhao had fallen ill, and Chen Xuan Qing recklessly barged into the inner courtyard, picked her up in his arms, and by sheer coincidence, Chen Yanyun saw it with his own eyes. And that was not the end of it. Chen Xuan Qing, as if he had gone mad, roared in front of everyone, saying that the person she had liked first was him, and that Chen Yanyun had interfered, snatching her away from his side. He claimed that Chen Yanyun clearly knew he and Jinzhao had loved each other, yet deliberately arranged a marriage between him and the Yu family. Just listen to those words. How vicious they were. Jinzhao struggled and refuted him. You're lying. These are all your delusions. But Chen Xuan Qing gave her no chance to breathe. Do you dare deny that you once liked me? For my sake, you tried every possible way to come to the academy and get close to me. I saw the letters you wrote to me. That day at the city tower, I actually came. I saw the kite you flew for me. Every word stabbed into Chen Yanyun's heart like a knife. Throughout the entire scene, Chen Yanyun barely said anything. He only stood there, hearing with his own ears for the first time that his wife had once pursued another man solely, so passionately. Who could bear that? What kind of man was Chen Yanyun? In court, he could manipulate the winds and clouds. In the martial world, he had faced blades, frost, and danger. What kind of scene had he not witnessed? Only love between a man and a woman was something he had never truly experienced before. And the first time he experienced it, he stumbled badly. During the Cold War, Jinzhao chased after him and grabbed his hand. I didn't do anything wrong. You can't blame me for things that happened in the past. Chen Yanyun pulled his hand away. It was not because he did not want to hold her, but because he did not dare let her see the blood in his palm where the blade had cut him. He had clenched his fist too tightly, so tightly that his nails had dug into his flesh. Jinzhao was furious. Chen Yanyun, if you walk away today, don't ever come back. He stopped, turned back, and looked at her. His throat moved, and with difficulty, he forced out a sentence. I also wanted to calm down and speak peacefully, but I can't go on. Look how clumsy he was. A man who could calculate against his enemies in court until they had no way out could not even say a complete sentence when facing his wife's past. For the next few days, he did not return to the residence. He hid in Wenyuan Pavilion or went to Baoshan Temple. Jinzhao waited day after day, and her heart slowly grew cold. And what about Chen Yanyun? He told Jiang Yan that he simply could not get past it in his own heart. Third Master Chen had experienced countless dangers in court and the martial world, but love between a man and a woman was a first for him. Unfortunately, he was also proud, demanding, and someone who turned everything inward. After going back and forth like this, he became stuck. Translated into plain words, it meant, I know it is not her fault, but I just cannot get over it. I need time to digest it, but I do not know how to say it. Jiang Yan saw it clearly. It was not that Third Master Chen did not want to return home. He was fighting with himself. Jinzhao was not the kind of woman who only cried and waited for a man to turn back. She sat before the desk, with the separation letter Chen Yanyun had personally written before their marriage laid out in front of her. It had already been stamped, with only the date left blank. Back then, he had said, You do not lack money, nor do you seek reputation. What you fear is losing your freedom. I am also afraid that if I am careless in the future, I might implicate you. After thinking it over, This seems to be the only solution. At that time, Jinzhao had kissed him and said yes. But now, she was going to fill in that date. This was not because she truly wanted to separate from him. This was her taking the imperial sword he had given her and cutting straight at his weakest point. You're neglecting me, right? You are not returning to the residence, right? You think I should give you time and wait for you, right? Fine. Then I will stop waiting. I will use the promise you gave me to tell you that I can leave. I can leave right now. Qing Pu tried to persuade her. My lady, it doesn't have to go this far, does it? Why not wait a little longer? Jinzhao said coldly, I have already waited for many days. I don't want to wait anymore. Since he clearly knows I did nothing wrong, yet still treats me like this, then I will not indulge him. That sentence was beautiful. I will not indulge him. That was the attitude a woman should have. I love you, but I will not tolerate your cold violence. You can have emotions, but you cannot use silence to punish me. With this move, Jinzhao kicked the problem hard back to Chen Yanyun. Outside Xihua Gate, Chen Yanyun had just come out of the palace when Chen Yi came up hesitantly and handed him a letter. Third Master, Miss Qing Pu sent this. It is a letter from Madam. He took the letter and drew out the paper inside. The moment he saw the words separation letter, his face instantly darkened. He crushed the separation letter into a ball at once. His lips trembled from anger, and his eyes reddened in an instant. He had no choice but to walk aside and face the red wall, using all his strength to restrain himself as emotions surged inside him. Chen Yi was so frightened that he did not dare speak. Chen Yanyun was angry and wronged. He had truly been angered to tears by Jinzhao. Think about it. A grown man, the dignified third Master Chen, stood before the red palace wall with reddened eyes. What was he angry about? He was angry that she was too ruthless, that she gave him no time to digest his emotions. What was he wronged about? He felt wronged that he clearly loved her so much, yet she dismissed him with a single separation letter. At that moment, his thoughts were probably something like this. I know I was wrong. I know I should go back and face you. But I just cannot get past that barrier in my heart. Could you not wait for me? Are you really so eager to leave me? But he forgot that Jinzhao had already waited for him for several days. During those days, he had not given her a single word or explanation. If it were anyone else, how could their heart not grow cold? The greatest problem between this couple was not that they did not love each other. It was that they loved each other too much, and because of that, they did not know how to express it. Chen Yanyun's love was, I am afraid of implicating you, so I gave you a separation letter as protection. I need time to digest my emotions, so I temporarily will not go back. But he never said, I care about you. I am jealous. I cannot bear that you once liked someone else so much. Jinzhao's love was, I am willing to wait for you to turn back. But when I cannot wait any longer, I will use the most extreme method to force you to face me. Both of them used the wrong way to express themselves. Later, Chen Yanyun was injured in an assassination attempt and carried back to the residence. Jinzhao cared for him by his sickbed, and the two finally faced each other properly for the first time. He woke up, saw her crying like that, and sighed with heartache. I'm fine. Don't worry. I won't die. But then his tone shifted, and he became awkward again. Let it be like that. Jinzhao's temper rose. Then rest. I won't disturb you. She got up and was about to leave. He moved in his panic, pulled at his wound, hissed in pain, and helplessly called her back. Why are you so forceful? I'm the one who was angered by you. You were the one who wanted to separate. What are you angry about? This conversation was simply the perfect mirror of a real married couple's quarrel. They accused each other, and neither was willing to give in. As they argued, he finally said the words he had been holding back. I didn't deliberately refuse to return to the residence. I was angry with you. You clearly knew Chen Xuan Qing was being outrageous, yet you didn't tell me. Jinzhao asked him back, how was I supposed to say something like that? Teach me. If you were me, how would you say it? He froze. She said openly and honestly. It was already something from the past, yet he kept clinging to it. Before she could finish, Jinzhao kissed him. His voice turned hoarse. You can't do this. She kissed him again. At last, he gave up resisting. Breathing unevenly, his gaze was deep and helpless. You are too unreasonable. Then he finally said the most important words. I admit I should not have treated you that way. I just never imagined that you had once pursued another man like that, and not me. Hearing this, tears came down. So all these days of awkwardness were not because he suspected her. It was not because he did not trust her. It was because he was jealous. He was jealous of Chen Xuan Qing. Jealous that the man had once been pursued by Jinzhao. Jealous that the man had once received a treatment he himself had never obtained. Was he childish? Yes. But this childishness existed precisely because he loved her too deeply. A man who had seen everything in court became like a child in love. He wanted a unique kind of preference. He wanted to be the only person she had everly chased. This tangled, clumsy, stifled feeling of not knowing how to express himself was the reflection of so many men. In marriage, the most frightening thing is not arguing. It is the Cold War. Arguments are at least still a form of communication. A Cold War closes even the channel of communication. Chen Yanyun chose to avoid the problem. Jinzhao chose to fight back. Fortunately, in the end, the two argued it out, kissed it out, and spoke the words buried in their hearts. But how many couples grow more and more silent after one Cold War until their hearts drift farther and farther apart? You can have emotions, but you cannot leave me hanging on the side. What I need is communication, not cold violence. To love someone does not mean you must always be rational. It means you are willing to admit your vulnerability and clumsiness in front of them, just as Chen Yanyun did.